What if the boost you get from caffeine isn't actually energy at all? Caffeine is the most widely consumed psychoactive substance on Earth. It powers your mornings, fuels your workouts, and props up your 3 p.m. meetings. But most people have no idea how it actually works, or why it can be both a productivity tool and a trap. Welcome to Clear and Curious, where we unpack the science behind trends, habits, and health hacks to help you think smarter about what you do every day. In this video, we're breaking down what caffeine really does inside your body, how it affects your brain, why it feels different for different people, and whether it's helping or hurting you long term. Let's get into it. So what exactly is caffeine? Caffeine is a stimulant found in coffee, tea, energy drinks, chocolate, and even certain medications. Chemically, it's classified as a methylxanthine, which is in the same family as theophylline and theobromine, substances that also occur naturally in cocoa and tea. But here's the twist: caffeine doesn't actually give you energy, not directly. What it really does is trick your brain. Here's how. Throughout the day, your brain produces a molecule called adenosine. As it accumulates, it binds to specific receptors in your brain, gradually making you feel tired. It's your body's natural way of signaling that it's time to slow down and rest. Caffeine's molecular structure is similar enough to adenosine that it can slip into those receptors like a key into a lock. But instead of triggering sleepiness, it just blocks the signal altogether. Your brain is still tired, but you don't perceive it. This is why that first cup in the morning feels like flipping a switch. Why does caffeine feel energizing if it's just blocking fatigue? Because it sets off a chain reaction. When adenosine is blocked, your brain ramps up activity in other systems, especially those tied to dopamine, norepinephrine, and glutamate. These neurotransmitters increase alertness, enhance mood, and sharpen focus. This borrowed alertness can make you feel sharper, faster, more motivated, even euphoric in some cases. It's why caffeine has been shown to improve reaction time, boost short-term memory, and enhance physical performance, especially in endurance sports. But it's not limitless. What happens when caffeine wears off? That adenosine has been quietly piling up in the background. And once the caffeine clears out, all that pent-up sleep pressure comes crashing in at once. That's the crash. And it gets more complicated the more often you consume it. Your brain, recognizing that caffeine keeps hijacking its receptors, adapts by creating more adenosine receptors.
This means a few things. 1, you become less sensitive to caffeine's effects over time. 2, you need more caffeine to get the same result. 3, you feel more tired without it than you would have otherwise. This is the core of caffeine dependence. You're not using caffeine to enhance your baseline, you're using it to get back to it. Now, let's talk timing. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours in most healthy adults. That means if you drink a cup of coffee with 200 milligrams of caffeine at 3 p.m., roughly 100 milligrams is still active in your system at 8 p.m. But for some people, especially slow metabolizers, it can take twice as long to clear. Why does that matter? Because even if you fall asleep, caffeine can reduce your sleep quality. Studies have shown it suppresses slow wave and REM sleep, which are crucial for memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and physical recovery. You might wake up after a full 8 hours and still feel tired, so you reach for more caffeine, and the loop continues. Is caffeine addictive? Technically, yes, but let's break that down. Caffeine creates a mild form of physical dependence. If you stop suddenly, your body reacts. Withdrawal symptoms can include headaches, fatigue, irritability, low mood, and even flu-like symptoms in heavy users. These usually peak within 24 to 48 hours and taper off over a few days. But unlike substances like nicotine or alcohol, caffeine use rarely escalates into dangerous behavior. It doesn't trigger compulsive use in most people. Still, the dependence is real and worth acknowledging. Are there real benefits to caffeine? Absolutely. In moderate amounts, caffeine has been shown to improve attention and cognitive performance, enhance physical endurance by mobilizing fat stores for energy, increase reaction time and reduce perceived effort during exercise, temporarily improve mood and alertness. Some long-term studies even associate regular caffeine consumption with lower risks of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and certain liver conditions. But the key word is moderation. How much is too much?
The FDA recommends keeping your intake below 400 milligrams per day, roughly 4 small cups of coffee, 2 energy drinks, or 8 cups of tea. But not all caffeine sources are created equal. For example, a grande cold brew from Starbucks can pack up to 300 milligrams. Pre-workout supplements can contain 200 to 400 milligrams per scoop. And those trendy energy shots? Some top out at over 350. It's easy to go overboard, especially if you don't realize how much is in your drink. Also, remember, individual tolerance varies. Your genetics play a big role in how you metabolize caffeine. There's a specific gene, CYP1A2, that controls how quickly your liver breaks it down. Fast metabolizers clear caffeine quickly, slow metabolizers don't, and often feel jittery, anxious, or wired long after consumption.
Other factors like age, hormonal status, especially estrogen, liver function, and medication use can all influence how caffeine affects you. So, when's the best time to drink caffeine? Sleep researchers suggest waiting 60 to 90 minutes after waking before your first cup. Why? Because cortisol, your body's natural wake-up hormone, spikes early in the morning. Layering caffeine on top can lead to diminishing returns. If you time it right, say mid-morning between 9 and 11, you can ride your natural energy wave first, then use caffeine to bridge into early afternoon. But avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. if sleep quality matters to you, especially if you've ever found yourself tossing and turning after an innocent iced coffee. So, should you quit? Not necessarily. Caffeine isn't good or bad. It's a tool. But like any tool, how you use it matters. If you want to reset your tolerance, some experts recommend taking a 7 to 14-day break every few months. During that time, you'll likely feel more tired at first, but many people report sleeping better, waking more naturally, and feeling less dependent afterward. Bottom line, caffeine doesn't give you energy. It masks the signal telling you you're tired. Used with intention, it can boost performance, sharpen your focus, and improve your workouts. Overused, it creates dependence, dulls your baseline, and subtly sabotages your sleep. Know your limits, know your timing, and use it smart. Thanks for watching. Be sure to comment below when you normally drink your first cup of the day, and how you feel when you skip it.